This is To The Point.
You're watching To The Point with Samantha Maiden and my colleague Kristina Keneally. Peter Van Onselen is still touring on that cruise ship. What an amazing cruise ship it would be.
I can only imagine how much fun it would be to be on a cruise with Peter Van Onselen. You know, he's such...
It'd be gold. Maybe he'd be playing quoits. Or it might be like, I really liked The Love Boat when I was growing up. Do you think there's like some sort of like entertainment director that's like making everyone find love? It'd be beautiful.
I would just like to see anybody try and force Peter Van Onselen to participate in some type of group fun activity because, you know, he just loves other people.
He's a lovely man. He'd be right. I'm just worried he might not have Wi-Fi. How's he going to read the newspaper?
Trust me, he has Wi-Fi.
He has Wi-Fi.
He has Wi-Fi.
That's a huge relief.
Indeed, indeed.
Now, talking of lovers, not fighters, Tony Abbott's a bit of a lover, not a fighter. What do you reckon?
I seem to recall that he's had a bit of fighting in his past, both of the metaphorical, you know, the verbal type, the verbal jousting, as well as the good old punch-up. But is he passing up an opportunity to pick up the boxing gloves again?
I am shocked. I thought that he was just an absolute, he was going to bring back the Biff from way back. You recall there were all those magnificent pictures of him when he was at Oxford University, shirt off, shorts on.
Yeah, I think we might have some of that vision.
Completely hammer and tongs in the ring. But it turns out that he has been challenged to a bout by Labor MP Anthony Chisholm. He's taken to Twitter to say this is fake news, that he will not be climbing in the ring. He's not interested. He said the story about me re-entering the ring is fake news. It's not happening. It's utter rubbish. The media should be ashamed of themselves. What? To dream the dream? To dream the dream?
I gotta say, calling things, first of all, fake news, it is the latest way of just totally ruling something out, isn't it? But
yeah,
come on.
it's a bit lame-o. It's a bit lame-o. It wasn't fake news. Anthony Chisholm challenged him. He had called his office. Apparently, he didn't get a flat-out no. Anthony Chisholm was prepared to put something, a bit of extra pizzazz into the proceedings if it could help Tony Abbott sort of rev himself up. This is what Anthony Chisholm had to say.
And I'm willing to step into the ring and take on Tony Abbott. If it makes it easier, I'll fight him with a Malcolm Turnbull mask on so he can take his frustrations out there.
So there you go. What an offer. He was preferred to put a Malcolm Turnbull mask on if it meant Tony Abbott would fire up. You think it would. But do you want to have a look at like how they measure up, you know, Chisholm... Tony v. Tony. There would have been such a great Tony v. Tony. Apparently, we're told that I'm trying to think which one's bigger. Actually, Anthony Chisholm is 85 kilograms and 190 centimetres, according... Oh, no, sorry, that's his reach. 183 centimetres. He's 183 centimetres. That's just going to make him taller for a minute. And according to this, Tony Abbott is 80 kilos and he is 180 centimetres tall. I mean, Tony Abbott used to be a bit beefier, so I'm told by Tony Abbott and in the pictures from when he was playing rugby at university. But now he's a lean, mean fighting machine. He's down to 80 kilograms, but playing chicken with Tony Chisholm.
I got to say, given the 20-year age gap there, that would have been a pretty interesting matchup. You know, we're looking at, you know, not too dissimilar in height and weight, but you got to say 5 kilos is a bit of weight if you're going up against Tony Abbott there. You wouldn't want to be carrying that extra 5 kilos into the ring. But 20 years is pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, sure. But, I mean, you let's be frank. I mean, you may have come across Anthony Chisholm when he was the Queensland State Director. I don't know if you ever had anything to do with him. He strikes me as a reasonably mild-mannered individual, although sometimes grumpy, which he could perhaps be useful in the ring. Once he puts that Malcolm Turnbull mask on, though, I think that Tony Abbott would go like the absolute clappers. I wouldn't want to get in the way of that fight. I mean, I think Tony Abbott would win in a canter. A canter. What do you think?
You know, I have to agree there. I would not take Tony Abbott on in any physical contest. I mean, the man is a remarkable physical fitness machine.
And he's an absolute gentleman. He certainly would not be taking you on in any physical contest. But, God, baby, you could run against him. You're a runner. You can have a marathon.
I could. I actually, when I worked for Basketball Australia, we had Tony Abbott out to visit the women's, the Opals, training one day, and I was convinced Tony Abbott was going to grab that basketball and take it out and, you know, get stuck into it with the women's team. Turns out basketball is the one sport he's not really all that great at, and he was a little hesitant to get involved with the players out there on the court. So maybe that's the sport I would take him on, you know, in basketball. That'd be the one where I'd go in. But otherwise, I got to say, the man is he'd be formidable in the ring. And you know what? I find Sam doing a bit of boxercise, a bit of training when you punch something.
Really?
God, that's fantastic.
You like that, do you?
I love it.
I find that hard to believe. You've never struck me as that sort of person at all. You like to punch things. That's magnificent.
Mate.
But of course, just before we leave this area, which clearly I'm way too interested in, the other thing I like about Tony Abbott is his diet. He's fueled by mocha coffees. He likes a, you know, like a skim milk mocha with a bit of chocolate. Yeah, very, very feminine drink does Tony Abbott. And, of course, he loves scones and cream. You remember when he was the Prime Minister and the VIP used to have all these, like, healthy food and healthy treats that Kevin Rudd used to eat, all that rabbit food. Perhaps that's why he was occasionally, as you found out, sadly, once a little bit cranky. Tony Abbott liked scones and cream. That's all he wanted on the VIP, so he had the menu completely rejigged, and as long as he had his scones with lots of scone and a lot of cream and a little bit of jam, he was happy. So if you just put a plate of scones and cream in front of him, put on the Malcolm Turnbull mask, whoa! You just need to stand back.
How is he so fit if he's eating scones, cream, and mocha coffees? I got to say, that is not the breakfast of champions. I cannot imagine. That's the kind of fuel an elite athlete needs.
It's all balanced.
Yeah,
I think it's balanced. I don't think he eats like all of that stuff all the time. I mean, the Prime Minister, as we know, is incredibly parsimonious and is saying no to sausages all the time. He's on the tea a lot, the Chinese tea.
Yeah,
so I've been worried from time to time what is in that tea because he does seem to be very lean. But I'm sure that it is absolutely herbal and completely legal. And, you know, the Prime Minister, Malcolm Turnbull, also looks good. And, as we know, likes to have a good old go on the rowing machine, does our Prime Minister.
He is. Who is that other political figure that likes to row? Yeah.
That's right. House of Cards.
The House
Frank.
of Cards.
Yeah.
Not that we're drawing any comparisons whatsoever between Malcolm Turnbull and the House of Cards.
That's
not
right.
At all.
But if you crossed Malcolm Turnbull's bad side when he was pulling the rowing machine back, you'd be, yeah, I don't know, you wouldn't want to be in that space. I think he gets quite, he gets some bad ideas on the rowing machine sometimes.
All right, well, let's move on because, well, there won't be a winner or a loser out of Anthony Chisholm's Tony Abbott's boxing match. Sky News has turned up a winner from the Logies last night, Sam.